All right, good morning, you guys, or good afternoon, rather. We are back. Yikes! So I shared a video. I mean, I've always had kind of like a raspy voice. Um, yeah, it just kind of is what it is. And I'll share more about my story in coming videos. But as a woman who deals with PCOS, which is sort of like a hormonal condition, it changes the quality of your voice. But I also can tell in my voice a lot of things. And it was just so weird hearing the go into chiropractic audio recording that I turned into a video just now. That was recorded maybe 2.5 years ago. Time is a blur, honestly, and it's going by so fast. After losing my mother, my aunt 3 days prior to her, losing contact with the next most important person in my life for literally 2 years, and believing them to be dead was insane, only to find out that they were not. Craziness, along with, losing housing, becoming homeless, navigating so many different things. Been through a lot in a short period of time, right? Um, but the things that I love and that I'm passionate about, which is healthcare, particularly complementary healthcare, health and wellness, alternative care, which really is the original, keeps me grounded, keeps me focused, keeps me motivated, and keeps me alive. It keeps me going, okay? And I do think that with me being an individual who is navigating chronic illness, it kind of qualifies me more, than someone who may be in, which there's no such thing, but in complete health, or who doesn't have like firsthand experience. And I think a lot of times when we give our respect and reverence, I think that may be too heavy of a word there, but not really, and just ear to people that speak about health, and I understand it, it's only natural to kind of listen to and take heed to people who are where we want to be, or who seemingly have or appear to have, a greater level of health than we might. Some of the best practitioners I've ever met in my life have been ones that have gone through way worse things in their lives, especially in their youth, than I have, overcoming a lot of trauma, and also battling with chronic illness. And the reality is, and we're going to see that as things advance technologically, more and more chronic illnesses, more and more molecular cellular perversions of our being are going to manifest. It just kind of is what it is, unfortunately. And I'm not a fan of where things are headed, trust me. But what can I do? And so other than pray, you know what I mean? And, not engage in or participate with certain things. Like, there is definitely something, we can do on an individual level in our own lives. I don't want to make it seem like there's nothing you can do, so just go along to get along. But y'all get what I'm saying. And so, yeah, I think in a way it qualifies you more, especially when you're rendering care, right? That should be filled with a level of compassion, a certain cultural competence, a certain empathy, and just understanding of that experience, and the particular demographic that you're looking to serve, and the particular issues that you're looking to address. And so, yeah, I've actually found that, especially in the fitness industry and stuff like that, people who tend to look quote unquote perfect on the surface or the exterior, um, kind of lack the necessary levels of understanding to really meet people where they are and make a grand impact on their lives and their health. And now I'm not saying that's always the case, but just in my own experience, yeah. Y'all get what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all do. Anywho. And so that is why I'm very passionate about the people that I choose to serve with my business, who deal with a lot of the issues that I myself have dealt with, that I myself may still even be managing, and all the things. All right. On the screen here, we've got the book that I referenced in another portion of this series. I want to start delving into this particular resource. Excuse me, y'all. Had to burp. All right. Because it's a great resource. even just the title to me is so profound, because since the beginning, when you understand our biblical origins and the story of the garden, plants and this sort of conflict betwixt humans and other entities has been here since the beginning. And I think understanding this is a key to a lot. But it's not something that is explored or discussed, at least not in our circles. Correct me if I'm wrong. In our community, that often. But it's so very integral. I believe the book is entitled When the Trees Testify. I want to purchase that and get into it. It's a fairly new publication, I think in the last 3 to 4 years. Who is the author? Black woman. But she kind of speaks about how the trees themselves, and plants do, you know, they're living organisms too, and they do hold a lot of spirit and memory and energy. And she speaks a lot to the tie between what you can experience and discern from plants, especially down south in the United States, with regard to the chattel enslavement system and experience for a lot of our ancestors. So I want to delve into that. But I one moment here, trying to find the author. Yes, Dr. Baranda Montgomery. And it explores the profound connections between trees and Black American history. Yeah. And you know, it's beautiful because, and it goes into the mulberry, poplar, willow, sycamore, pecan, apple, oak, and others. And it's so beautiful because I'm actually exploring now too, exploring lots of things. Y'all, listen, that's my life, right? Story of my life. Anyway, how a lot of the like manna, even from heaven, I don't know if people know that, was made actually utilizing sap from particular trees. Even when you look at the holy incense and a lot of the ointments, which were also called confections, you can look that up in the Blue Letter Bible or other Bible dictionaries or lexicons. It's not like some sugary creation like we know it to be today, but it's a sort of ointment or perfume or medicine. Utilizes resins or the sap, which technically resins kind of come from sap, but anyway, of trees. And trees, we got to get into trees, y'all. That particular type of plant within the plant kingdom. Because herbs are great too, and herb in of itself is a very blanket generalization and term that covers it morphs into so many different meanings depending on the social context, you know, just so many different contexts. But trees, man, very interesting. And so, yeah, I love that there are works surfacing that explore trees and just how long trees can live and how much they can hold is really profound to me. Anyway, so I want to start reading into this. I've read through probably to like page 119 or something months ago, just to kind of familiarize myself with it. So the way that my process kind of works when it comes to anything that I'm consuming, whether it's music, okay, that's kind of a whole different animal. Let me put that to the side, because I can listen to a song 100 times in a row in one sitting, literally. And then the next time I go to hear it, it'll still be like hearing it for the first time, because I'm hearing everything. You know, music for me is a cathartic spiritual experience. Anyway, not to get sidetracked, but when I'm watching a film or a show, which is why, like, I rarely do, and if I do, it's repeats, especially because just the quality of stuff has declined significantly. But and a lot of stuff I can't get through, even if I'm interested in it, because it's kind of like this, it feels like such a waste of time. Yeah, anyway, text books in particular, which y'all got to start reading more. I encourage everyone, pick up a book, download a book. I mean, there's nothing like a physical book, but pick up a book and read. It's so great for your mind, for your creativity, just for everything. That's what I was saying. Sorry, I forgot the point I was trying to make because I'm just over here babbling. Yeah, my process is to read things multiple times. I feel like you really gain the best understanding. You really can encode the information better when you're exposed to it repetitiously, right? All right. So, we're just going to read through some of this. I do also want to read about the author, Pechersky. His background is very interesting and what kind of inspired him to go into this particular field and publish or write this work. And I'm always interested in like the quotes and inspiration that authors pull from in their work. So I love when they quote different, works or people that have come before them. But anyway, if someone were to assign to every person in the world the task of selecting the best of all customs, each one, after a thorough consideration, would choose those of his own people. So strongly do humans believe that their own customs are the best ones. It's a sort of centrism. Therefore, only a madman would treat such things, i.e. people's customs, as a laughing matter. Yeah, I kind of second that. And that is why this in and of itself is profound, and it speaks to why honoring, recognizing, appreciating, valuing, respecting people's ethnic groups are so important. And people's unique histories are so important. And when you live in a space or in a country where there tends to be an attack on specific peoples, you gotta ask why. We don't be asking why enough. That's a lot of y'all's problem. Anyway, I think this is from Alice in Wonderland, maybe. I can't believe that, said Alice. Can't you? The queen said in a pitying tone. Try again. Draw a long breath and shut your eyes. Alice laughed. There's no use trying, she said. One can't believe impossible things. I dare say you haven't had much practice, said the queen. When I was your age, I always did it for half an hour a day. Why? Sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Imagination, right? It's truly profound. Oh, no, this is Lewis Carroll, Through the Looking Glass. I need to read that. Yeah, interesting. Well, isn't that what Alice in Wonderland is based off of? Wait, hold on. Y'all forgive me. I be so out of touch, child. Hold on. I know somebody gonna correct me in the comments, so go ahead. No, it is not. It's the opposite. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because Alice's adventures in Wonderland came before Through the Looking Glass. But I knew that there was some sort of connection. Also, real quick, because even just reading this has like literally rushed me with the flood of nostalgic memories and like these images of like Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands. And because I think, who was that? Johnny Depp? Ooh, y'all, I'm horrible with this type of stuff. Wasn't he a character in the Alice in Wonderland films? Which I haven't even seen one of those like all the way through. But I don't know what that style of filmography is, or I don't know what that style is, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like that, the feel of films, like, how the 80s had a particular film feel in the early 90s and stuff, like the Goonies and all of that, you know what I mean? Like each era has had like a particular feel to film, from like real live film to like animation, whatever. Dang, what was the point that I was just trying to make? Daggone it. Oh, yes, this is the point I was trying to make. So I'm saying that to say one of my favorite series, and I'm a grown ass woman, I am, and this is still one of my favorite, because we are all kids at heart, children at heart to a degree, right? We still, I mean, yeah, we should put childish things away as we grow old. Y'all understand what I'm saying. We all still have a sense of creativity and imagination, okay, as we grow older. And I think it's important to retain that. But one of my favorite is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. And I believe it's a British guy who is the author, who's, behind that persona. But, gosh, I just love the whimsy in those books. I loved reading them growing up. And I love anything mystery, right, where you have to solve a problem or a case. And the movie was really great. A favorite. I own it. Classic. And my nieces and nephews, I'm like, listen, y'all really need to watch these, because anytime that I'm like around them or they're in my home, I try to turn on the films and shows that made a really great impression on me coming up. But I really think it would be so cool, so cool to see a foundational Black American producer or director create a film like that ties in those whimsical elements, that tells such an intricate story like that. And I think, man, there's so much we could pull from within our culture to be able to produce something like that I think would be 10 times better. And yeah, I don't even know the words. I'm not well versed in that type of stuff to be able to even describe like the different elements at play in creating the feel and replicating the experience of watching, being in the audience of viewing that work. But the film, I haven't really watched the TV show. I watched like one episode, couldn't get into it. But the film itself, like the humor, and Jim Carrey, I mean, he is a character, so one of a kind, really. And he did a great job playing Olaf. But Meryl Streep was in it as well. Some other folk too. But yeah, man, if we could do an all Black American cast, oh my gosh, and the music, oh my, yo, that would be crazy. And then take it to Broadway? What? Insanity. That would be super cool to see. Anyway, y'all, I don't have much time left, but yeah, just putting it out there that this is the next one we're going to go into. Lots of interesting stuff. And I think that y'all will be interested to read along. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. It's okay. I don't care if you're 50 or 60. Let me know if you've ever watched or read Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events, or any text similar. Excuse me, y'all. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, y'all be blessed.